Hello, everybody.
Hi, kids.
Hello, welcome back to Chef Zak Makes Snacks. This is Chef Zak. He's gonna make some snacks. This episode of Chef Zak Makes Snacks is called Beachy Bites. So because this summer's theme at Indian Valley Public Library is oceans of possibilities, we thought it'd be fun to do some ocean-themed snacks. Now, Chef Zak won't only be doing this video for you to enjoy and make these snacks whenever you want. He'll be coming to the library in person in August. So check that out, as well as all of our other awesome programs, in person and virtual, at the library. If you don't know, my name is Mr. Robbie from Indian Valley Public Library, and I'm going to be operating the camera today. So, Chef Zak.
All right. Hello, everybody. As we've said several times, I'm Chef Zak, and we're going to make some Beachy Bites today. I hear your theme at Indian Valley Library this summer is Oceans of Possibility, and I really like that. But what better way to travel the ocean than with a boat? So I thought we would make some boats today out of vegetables that are just going to be fun to make, really cool looking, and really healthy. So I'm going to get the body of my boat here, which is going to be a cucumber, and I'm going to start cutting away. Now remember, if you're going to get a knife, we're going to have an adult around with us. So my first cut here, I'm just going to make the bottom flat, so that when we get to the end here, we'll be able to stand our boat up. You see how it almost already looks like that boat shape here? So now I am gonna cut another section away here. And I'm gonna be careful to leave these in order here so I can put them back together.
They remind me of pickles.
They do look like pickle slices, and you know why that is, Mr. Robbie?
I think so, but tell the audience.
Is because pickles are made of cucumbers.
What?
I know.
Oh!
Look familiar?
It's a pickle.
That's a pickle. Okay, so just a sneak preview here. We're gonna put our slices back together, and look at that. We've got a nice boat shape here, but it doesn't look like it's gonna be very seaworthy. That would just kind of fall apart in the water. So we need something to stick it together. I have the perfect thing for that here, which is hummus. Hummus is a really cool thing. It's a spread or a dip or a sauce, and it's made out of chickpeas and tahini, which is something else cool in and of itself. Just made of sesame seeds. It's really tasty. Just take my word for it. So there we have our first layer. I think I might need a little bit less glue here. Yeah, that's perfect. Look at that. Just enough to stick them together. Finally, the final top part here. Doesn't even go all the way across. We don't even need that much. Awesome.
That looks great.
Thank you, Mr. Robbie. I'm just going to do a couple of more little details here.
Oh.
Just so it really looks like a ship before we break into it. I'm going to make the little house that goes on top, or cabin. We're gonna save all this stuff too. This is good cucumber scrap.
Oh.
Okay. Now I've got a carrot here. I'm gonna peel it really fast. Now this is something that you kiddos can do, probably. You've just got to be careful. But peeling vegetables is fun. I always was peeling vegetables when I was a little kid for my dad. So I think we don't need it to be too long. But we still want some length here. And we also want it to be kind of skinny. And a little bit pointed, I think. We're gonna try this point at the end here. So I can try to stick it. Now, you might not want to get this close in with your knife here if you're doing this at home. I just kind of thought it would be cool. You would probably be able to just stick this on there with the hummus. That might or might not work. I might need to make a little hole. Oh, and I almost forgot. We need to make the sail.
Oh, yes.
So this part, I think, yes. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to cut a really thin piece of this cucumber so that it can bend for me. A little bit too thin, but you get the idea.
It's cool how it becomes see-through.
Uh-huh. Oh man. This might take me a couple of tries.
Hey, that's okay.
Yeah, the reason that you're able to see through it so well is because there's so much water in a cucumber. In most vegetables, actually, there's a lot of water, but especially a cucumber. So inside all of the little cells in the cucumber is water, which you can see through, right? Let's see if that goes in there. This might not work so well for us.
Well, hey, all boats look different.
All boats are made differently. That's right, Mr. Robbie. That'll work. Doink.
Ah.
Got the idea? You get the idea?
I think so.
Okay, well, this. It's going to be... Nope. Shucks.
Hey, I mean, I think it looks really good how it is right now, too.
You know, I agree. I really wish I could get a sail on there, but... I think this might be one that I retry when we do it in person.
Maybe. Instead of a sailboat, maybe it's a barge.
Maybe it's a barge. Anyway, here we have our multiple layer cucumber hummus barge.
That looks delicious, too.
Stays together.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Watch out, barge! Oh. What? No! That looks delicious. You got the hummus and the cucumber, and that's it, really.
Mm-hmm.
You can do a lot with just some simple ingredients.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What does it taste like?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I agree, Chef Zak. I wonder what you're gonna do with those scraps too. So think on that while you're getting the entire front half of a barge into your stomach. I hear there's lots of crunchy textures.
Very fresh. The hummus is made with roasted red peppers, so kind of smoky. And the tahini, which I talked about earlier, made of sesame seeds, is kind of savory. It's got a really unique flavor to it that just kind of makes hummus special, and it's just good. I'm gonna take the scraps and I'm just gonna save them for later. I'm making a salad for dinner tonight, so this will be perfect to go into that. So I'm just gonna drop all this in here, and we will get on to our next beachy bite.
And of course, the very important step of washing your hands. And just for the viewers at home,
Ooh.
Chef Zak did wash his hands before the camera started rolling.
Yes, I did in fact wash my hands before we started rolling.
Yeah. I saw it happen. I see a sneak preview of what might be coming up at some point later.
But not yet.
Not yet, not yet, not yet. Alright, so what is next?
Okay. So next up, we've got to use the stove here. If I can get my stove to work, we might be able to start. So I've got to get some water boiling here. Again, very dangerous. Need an adult for this beachy bite. Not very dangerous, but you know, hey, we've got to use fire. So we need a bowl. And we need Jell-O.
What kind of Jell-O are you using today?
This is blue flavored Jell-O.
Blue
Mr.
flavored.
Robbie. Berry blue, in fact.
Oh, not blueberry?
Not blueberry, it's berry blue.
Very blue.
So I am going to just make Jell-O here,
Okay.
and we will kind of slowly reveal what this beachy bite is going to be. I think that'll be kind of fun. What do you think, Mr. Robbie?
I think so.
A little bit of a guessing game.
Yes, I'm lucky enough to know what it's going to be, so I'm super excited for what it's going to turn out to look like.
A new cutting board.
Mm.
So I've got the water boiling, which is a necessary step when you're making Jell-O, because you kind of got to dissolve the gelatin. If you were making this without gelatin, you could use agar. Your own flavoring and sugar is another way to produce Jell-O without using Jell-O brand's Jell-O or gelatin. But I figured that this would be the best way to do it here today. So, that being said, I'm going to dice up these strawberries because that's going to be part of our bite.
All right.
So again, we've got to use a knife.
No, use that for the mystery thing. I'll help eat it afterwards.
Sounds good. I really do like dicing things.
What do you like about dicing things?
It is fun for me to try to make the pieces that I cut as even as I can. It's not always important. It's almost never very important, but it's a good way to practice cutting things. And if you're going to be cooking, it's just a nice skill to have, because when things are diced and diced nicely, it makes them easier to cook. It makes them cook more evenly. And I just think it's relaxing, to me at least.
Well, it's kind of relaxing to watch too.
It's kind of hard with a very small knife like this, but can still be done.
So I'm trying to guess what we'll be making. We've got Jello, berry blue Jello, and diced strawberries.
Okay, I'm gonna leave this little piece over here. Now I can hear behind me that water is boiling. So
I'm gonna go look at it.
Finish this off.
Ah.
And I am going to shut that off and measure for myself 3/4 cups of this hot water now. Ooh, that is very hot.
Yep. And again, just for the viewers at home, this is definitely a intergenerational activity.
Indeed. Okay, so I'm going to need something to mix this with. You want to add your boiling water, your hot water now, to the Jello here, and just kind of, we're going to mix it until it is completely dissolved, and this is really important when you're making Jello. You don't want any clumps in this first water piece that you add, because you'll just have clumps.
You don't want clumpy Jello.
And the next water that you're going to add to this is going to be cold, and the cold water is going to start to make the Jello, into the the Jello-y texture.
I can really smell the berry blue.
It is very fragrant.
Yeah. You know, it just smells like blue.
Yeah. So, the next part, I'm going to need some ice.
Okay. Now you just added all this hot water. Why would you add ice to it? That's such a cold thing.
So the ice is going to help us solidify the Jello a little bit faster than it otherwise would happen. You can do it without this step. Oh, goodness me. This ice is not very icy. It just kind of makes it faster. If you're making Jello at home, this is just a nifty way to do it in an hour and a half or so, as opposed to overnight or 6 or 8 hours or something like that. You know, I'm just going to dump this in here.
Yeah, it's cold.
And then add. Any parents watching who have never made Jello from the box before, this method is explained in detail on the side of the box. So now I'm just going to add that into there and mix a little bit more. And then scoop out the chunks of ice that don't melt in that hot water that I mixed before. Just because they'll melt out in there. It'll make the Jello at the end a little bit strange. So I'm gonna feel that temperature. That's cold, which means not a lot more of our ice is gonna melt. So I'm just gonna pluck that up.
Yeah.
Pluck, pluck, pluck.
It's fun to use our hands.
It is fun to use our
Sometimes.
hands. And now
Hey.
we're going to get to the fun part of making our bite.
Ooh.
I'm going to need a glass bowl, plate, our strawberries. I'm gonna put our strawberries in the glass bowl.
Okay.
I'm going to carefully pour some Jell-O into the bowl.
Ooh. Very
We're going
nice.
to retrieve our mystery ingredient,
Spaghetti.
spaghetti.
What?
That's right.
Why spaghetti?
And I'm going to
Age-old question.
start to just lay it in here. And you might be able to start guessing what we're doing here. It is Beach Day
Yeah.
on Chef Zak Makes Snacks. Beachy Bites, in fact. And we're making something made of Jell-O.
It's got these long.
Something that's
spaghetti.
circular.
Maybe a little jiggly.
Something a little bit jiggly. Something with a lot of arms.
I'm thinking that it's some kind of sea creature.
Dun.
There's lots of arms and it's jiggly.
It's a jellyfish.
It's a jellyfish.
It's a jellyfish.
Aha.
So, this was the fun part, building the jellyfish. These are all the legs and arms and whatnot. This is the body of the jellyfish. And the idea is you let the Jell-O set and you can pop this out and you will have yourself a jellyfish to eat.
Whoa. That's awesome.
Yeah, made of Jell-O.
I bet it tastes really good
And
too.
and it'll be berry blue
And strawberry.
and strawberry and spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
But you know, I think the flavor of the Jell-O is strong enough that you won't even really notice that you're eating spaghetti, and it'll just make it a little bit more filling.
Hey, sometimes strange combinations end up being really good.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put this in the fridge, and
Need a hand?
I think that I got it.
All right.
Thank you though, and pull out.
Dun, 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 dun. Movie magic.
Through a little movie magic,
That's.
I've made one of these before, and we're gonna see if we can't pop it out of here onto our plate.
Whoa.
Well,
It
huh?
does look like a jellyfish
On the beach
on the beach
after a few days in the sun, huh?
next to an Italian restaurant.
Next to an Italian restaurant. Well,
What do you think?
I gotta say, I'm not very pleased with this one.
Why is that?
I wish that it had set a little bit more strongly. But, you know, I think the idea is there. It definitely looks like a jellyfish. It's kind of fun to touch. it jiggles a little bit. The spaghetti in there is bright green now,
Whoa, yeah, you're right.
which is just kind of cool. And you know, it doesn't look that gross to me. I know that it's blue flavored Jell-O. I know that it's strawberry, so I'm just gonna
You gonna eat
get
it?
in there.
Sounds good. So you think that for people making this at home, if they let it set a little longer,
I think that this is one that you definitely, because you're gonna pull it out and want it to be kind of a shape, you're gonna want to overnight set this one for sure. This was the quick method that I described to you. I did this one maybe about an hour and a half ago. So you can see with an hour and a half of set time, it does start to do the trick.
huh?
And it's honestly delightful.
It
I mean,
looks-
there's nothing wrong with Jell-O, right?
Yeah.
So,
You got some of those. Are they tentacles from jellyfish, or are they tendrils, or arms? Maybe someone could leave a comment.
please do. I would
Or,
like to
or
know.
legs. Yeah. Well, thank you for showing us that second Beachy bite, Chef.
You are very welcome.
I wonder if this is starting to set.
I do wonder. You can tell that it's not water, right?
Yeah,
It definitely has some viscosity to it.
it's got the jiggle.
I'm gonna put that in the fridge and just let
Alright.
that set as is.
I see your sous chef has joined us.
Oh my goodness. You'd be right. That's Willa.
Oh.
Okay,
All right, number 3.
number 3. I think this one will be the best.
All right, we'll see.
So we need the water again for this one. I'm just gonna put this on, and I'm gonna put it on low. Metal bowl on top of the pot that you're using. You want your bowl to be pretty much exactly the same size as the hole on the top of your pot. This is a pretty good match here. I'm gonna make a double boiler.
A double boiler.
Now, a double boiler is a way, I've done this with, on Chef Zak before, is a way to melt something like chocolate without using direct heat, like fire. So the water in this pot is going to steam, and it's going to heat up the bowl, and it's going to melt the chocolate, but the chocolate it'll just kind of be gentler than if I were to melt this in a pot.
So what would happen if you tried to melt the chocolate like directly in the pot instead of using a double boiler?
You can melt it directly, but you've got to be really careful, and there's a chance that you'll separate the solids from the fats in the chocolate. So chocolate is cocoa powder, which comes from the cocoa bean. It's cocoa powder and fat and sugar. The fat being cocoa butter or dairy, like in milk chocolate. And when you heat chocolate up, those two things can separate. The cocoa powder, the solids, can come out of the fats, the cocoa butter or the milk, just because they heat differently. This way kind of just lets it all chill out.
Very interesting.
You still want to, too funny, mix it while it's melting a little bit, just to make sure it melts evenly. We'll use this guy. But you're not going to burn it or separate it. Okay.
All right.
Now, Mr. Robbie, if you want to come over here, you can see
Yeah.
this is already starting to come down for us a little. Now I think we might want some more, so I'm gonna just add some more to that.
Yeah, I'll
We
take more
will.
chocolate.
Oh yeah. You can use any kind of chocolate for this. Dark chocolate, semi-sweet chocolate, milk chocolate. Bless you.
Thank you, Chef Zak.
And yeah, it'll melt.
Delicious. So, we've got chocolate.
We've got chocolate melting.
Maybe this could be another guessing game.
I think this might be another guessing game.
Yeah, I don't think we've said what it is yet. So chocolate, and what are these?
These are marshmallows.
They're like pillows.
Don't they look like pillows? These you might know what they are too.
Alright.
Now, you might notice we've got all the makings for s'mores.
Ah.
So we're not
S'mores.
making s'mores.
Okay, we have all the ingredients for
We have all the
s'mores,
ingredients.
but we're not making s'mores.
We've got our chocolate melting.
Mm-hmm.
We've got our marshmallows. We've got our graham crackers, which I am going to.
Oh, we are not making s'mores. Wow, that was perfect.
Turn into dust.
Alright, we made graham cracker dust.
Graham cracker dust. Now, I want to make it really, really fine, so I'm just gonna go at it here and squeeze it between my thumb and
Alright.
thumb and forefinger.
This is another great part that I think our littlest
This
viewers.
is very fun.
Yeah. What are some other ways that you could crush graham crackers into dust?
You could put them in a bag,
Mm-hmm.
a plastic bag, and smack them. You could. That's my only other way.
Could you run them over with a car?
Could run them over with a car, then you wouldn't really want to eat them.
That's true.
You could
Oh,
step on them,
Put them in a bag.
put them in a bag, run them over with a car. Put them in a bag, step on them.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to step on these and then eat them.
Okay.
Alright.
Doesn't that look like sand?
Yeah. Oh, sand. Beachy bites.
It's not supposed to be sand.
Oh.
It looks like sand.
Then we bring sand.
Okay, back to our
Yes.
melting chocolate. We're getting kind of liquidy, but still not quite there.
How will you know when it's there?
You'll know it's there when it is smooth, like a liquid, and you don't see any chocolate chips in there or lumps or anything like that. We're really close though, so I'm gonna go back to our cutting board. And we will continue. I've got a star shape, and I am going to
Hey.
cut some stars.
Star. That works really nicely.
Out of these marshmallows. Thank you.
I never thought about using cookie cutters on marshmallows.
Well, you've either got to get really big marshmallows or have really small cookie cutters. I had to do both. But yeah, if you get the square marshmallows, they are really easy to get small shapes into. I have found. So definitely keep these.
Oh yeah.
Definitely want to keep those. Now this is a fun little beachy dessert bite, I would definitely say. Okay. We've got our 5 marshmallow stars. I'm gonna come
That's
over
right.
to our chocolate.
Okay. I think I see where this is going.
Uh-huh.
I got nice and smooth, just like you said it would.
Uh-huh. Almost. We gotta turn that down. Okay. Nice and silky smooth.
Mm.
Okay. So I'm going to turn off our heat. The water that's in there is going to stay hot, and it's going to keep this chocolate liquid for a nice, good long while for us, so we have time to work. So I am now going to just dip these in our chocolate on both sides, and I'm going to try to shake off as much of the extra as I can so that you can keep the star shape there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to try to get them completely covered first, but then drop them over into our sand.
Uh-huh. Oh.
And at the end, we will have something, oh man, that looks a little bit like a starfish.
Oh, yes, I see it.
So I want to keep going and see if we can get one that looks a little bit more distinct, a little bit more starfish-like.
I think it looks delicious.
Yes.
Do you think that these would be best freshly coated, or cooled down, or frozen?
I think because they are so hot right now, well, you know, I think that they would be good at any point, to be frank, to be honest with you. But they would cool down really well because the graham cracker on here keeps the bottom dry, so that when you went to put it in the refrigerator to cool it down, it won't stick to whatever you've got it sitting on. Because if you just put this wet melted chocolate onto something in the refrigerator, it might stick to it. This one looks maybe a little bit more like a starfish.
I see the stars.
Yeah. Gotta come in from directly over top, I think. Number 3.
Let's see. Oh yeah.
That one's just kind of a rock.
Hey, there's rocks in the ocean.
Yep. Exactly my thoughts. There we go.
Oh yeah. Thumbnail.
All right. Getting towards the end here.
I see that on these ones. You went for a little bit of a different approach.
A little bit of a different approach. It seems to be a little bit less messy, and well, you know, I say that.
Hey, this one's all about the mess.
This one really is all about the mess. Today was a really good, messy Chef Zak, I think.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you really just need to let loose with food. It is, after all, something we all do
Yes.
every day. So why not have some fun with it?
I wonder how those taste.
I think you are going to have to eat one of these with us
I think I do have to eat one.
They've
Alright.
already kind of solidified pretty nicely.
Yeah. Very nice.
Mmm. That is a treat.
Oh yeah. That's nice.
Very nice. I think I need to eat another one of these.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it's much kind of ironically cleaner to eat than a real s'more. It's not oozing all over the place.
Mm-hmm. I think this might be a better way to eat a s'more than a s'more.
And you can do it inside.
Mm-hmm.
No campfire.
You don't need a
anything.
fire. Just a pot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all right.
All right.
That was fun. I really, really enjoyed that, and it really made me want to go to the beach.
Me too. I think we should go to the beach right now. What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. So, let's see. Shall we wrap up?
Let's wrap up.
All right. So, what did we make today?
Today, we made a cucumber boat that then had a wreck into my mouth.
Yes.
We had Jello jellyfish.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And we had s'mores starfish.
Yes. Hey, I just had an idea. Oh. Yeah, it's a portrait. Okay. Well, thank you again, Chef Zak. Here, I'm gonna try to do this.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't know if I have chocolate all over my face.
Nope.
Well, thank you again, Chef Zak, for doing another episode of Chef Zak. I hope that all of you at home enjoyed this and that you have the chance to make some of these delicious Beachy bites. They are truly delicious. And keep an eye out for Chef Zak coming to the library in person in August. Super excited about that, as well as all of our other programs, virtual and in person, that we've got going on at the library for all ages. Okay, well, yeah, we gotta go to the beach now. So, all right, Chef Zak and I are going to the beach.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, did you pack my bathing suit?